Welcome, dear Lana. I hope you're doing well. Today we are going to learn History and Government Paper 2020, and let's start with question 1. Give two sources of information on history and government. What are the sources? What do you understand by source? Source is something where it is something that produces what it, like where the information is coming from, like where the information is coming from. Information is coming from archaeology and oral tradition, written records. You get information by written records, what they are being written. Anthropology, you get information by studying people's culture. Linguistic, people get information about other things through studying their language. Okay? Through paleontology, through genetics, you get information. You want to know the origin of people, you have to get the genes or what they inherit. Through electronic, like phones, you get information like phone or radio, perhaps, and geology. Question number 2. What does creation theory state on the creation of man? Lana, keep a note that these questions have topic you're being tested on. So I hope you're writing down the topics. State What does the creation theory state about man? It states that man was created by God. And there are three types of theory: mythical theory, creation theory, evolution theory. Take note of that. Number 3. The person who invented seed drill. You're being asked who invented the seed drill. It's Jethro Tull. Keep note of the spelling, Lana. Number 4. State 2 modern means of communication. What are the modern means of communication? They are television. This modern means of communication. You communicate. You get information through televisions, radios, telephones, electronic mails, telex, fax machine, internet, or you can say Facebook, through Instagram. Let's go number 5. State 2 factors which were responsible for emergency of ancient town of Carayo. This spelling is so. Anyway, you know what I mean. The factors which were responsible for emergence, what led to growth of this town, the religious center. Remember where this town is found. Is it found in Egypt? Yeah, it is found in Egypt, where there is religious center. The religion practice is Islam. There is presence of water, River Nile, which led to irrigation. It has strategic location. It is located near River Nile, thus leading to growth of that town. Availability of water to transport. Yes, yes, there is availability of water transport, thus enabling the growth. Water through water transport, people can move from one place to another. They can get even raw materials. Trading activities led to the emergence. Educational center, cultural center. Okay, number 6. Who was Omlamuzi in Baganda Kingdom? He was a chief justice. I remember in primary school we used to sing a song. Was it Lukiko Parliament Katikiro? Katikiro? Was it? Yes. Was it Chief Justice? No. Katikiro Prime Minister Omlamuzi Chief Justice Omwanyika Treasury Ra. If I am wrong, perhaps I am wrong. Can you correct me in the comment section whether read I have sung it correctly or not? Let's go to number 7. State 2 system of administration used by Europeans during colonial period. How did they administer their rule? They used direct rule, they used indirect rule, some used assimilation like the French. Was it the French? Yeah. No. Yeah, it was the French, I remember. Association. Yes, to association. And remember, you might be asked, state the policy of assimilation. State the, yeah, you can be asked, state these disadvantages or problems faced by direct and indirect rule. Okay, let's go to number 8. Stage 2 organs of Commonwealth. Remember, you can be asked the function of Commonwealth. Lana, you should be able to know. Let's see the organs. The organs of Commonwealth, the heads of the summit, the ministerial meetings, the secretariat. I note the secretariat is found in all organs. Keep note of that. Number 9. The organ of African Union that state the organ that of African Union that hears the cases about human rights. Human rights abuse. Which organ it hears the cases of human rights abuse? The court justice. That's why it's called justice. It promotes justice to the Africans. Number 10. One main political party in USA. Which political party was the main one in USA? The Democratic, the Republic. Okay, let's proceed. by going to number 11. Okay, state political challenges that DRC faced since independence. What did they face? Political challenges. As they fought for independence, they, they faced rebellion or civil war. They faced cession of Katanga. They faced political assassination. Their leaders were being assassinated. Please take note. They had a political organization, and those organizations had leaders. Those leaders, some leaders, were being assassinated. They had military coup. They they had dictatorship, or you can say suppression of democracy. They had political interference by former colonial master. They had refugee crisis, political. They had political ideological differences, thus leading to wrangles. It led to interference. There was tribalism. The, their political parties, in which those political parties, the leaders were arrested. These political parties, which were fighting for independence, were banned. Okay, let's proceed by going to number 12. The main reason for formation of ECOWAS. What was the main reason for formation of ECOWAS? To promote economic integration development. Or you can say development among states, development among African states. They came, remember, all Africans came together to fight for the independence. There were some organizations that were held in that process. One of the organizations was ECOWAS, which was promoting economic growth of state by contribution of money. Okay. Okay, now number 13, state to officials who assisted Mutapa in the administration of Shona Kingdom. State the people who assisted in a rising of the kingdom, like leading to growth. What were the the who are the people, pardon me, who are the people who led, assisted the Shona in growth of Shona kingdom? You can say the Queen Mara, or you can say the head drama, 9 principal wives. Remember, the Shona king had wives. The sister of the king or the queen's sister, military commander. The military commander helped in fighting the opposition, the enemies. The chancellor and the senior son-in-law, whose name was Bokurem. I don't know how to spell that name. It's kind of difficult for me to spell some words. Pardon me, Lana. You just understand me. Hope you are understanding me. Let's go to number 14. State two factors that led to the growth of London. Remember, Lana, when you do research, these factors that led to growth, there are some common. If you get those common factors which lead to growth of these centers, you will be passing your exam. Just understand. Well-developed transport network. This is found in every shipping activities or present of Port of London, trading activities, industrialization, educational activities, cultural activities, religious activities, strategic location. This is found in every financial activities like banking. Number 15. State one early source of energy. These sources of energy are wood, wind, water. Number 16. State the main use of pipeline as a means of transport. Lana, what do you understand by pipeline? What is a pipeline? A pipeline is a pipe which passes liquid from a long distance. And of course, pipeline is used to transport fluid like liquids like fuel and also gases. So you can say to transport fuel or petroleum products or liquids or gases. I prefer you to not say liquid because you should be specific. Which kind of liquid? You know, you might be penalized. So I prefer you to say petroleum or fuel. Number 17. Definition. State the term barter trade. What is barter trade? It is exchange of goods for other goods. Yes, this is simple. Exchange of good for other goods. You want goods, you exchange other goods for, for it. Also, you can define as exchange of goods and services. You can exchange also services for other goods and services. Yes, mostly goods are being exchanged rather than these services. Okay, let's go to section B. Lana, you should be careful which questions you are choosing and please keep note of this these topics which are being written. These are guiding you to which to where questions are being asked from. Okay, please, when you are answering section B and C, answer those questions which you know. Those that you're not sure about, please don't try attempting. Okay, number 18. State 5 social factors which lead to European scramble, European scramble for colonies. What are these factors that led to European scramble? Lana, you should keep note, these are not specific. This is not a specific question. You're not being asked that economic factor that led to scramble of European colonies. or political factors that led to scramble for European, I mean, colonies, yeah, in Africa. They are political, social, and economic. And mostly, I think you should answer economic and social. Leave alone political. It might be a bit challenging. Okay, what led to scramble for colonies? What factors? What what factors that led to European coming to our colonies in Africa and dividing us and coming for our own land? And yes, they came to our land to spread Christianity by missionaries. Yeah, missionaries like John Craft. Yeah, he came to spread Christianity and overcome Islam because Islam Islam came first. It came before Christianity. Yes. Another factor is support by influenced people in Europe. Like this, David Livingstone supported the Europeans to come. They need to settle their surplus population. They came for raw materials. Also, we can say raw materials. Missionary demand for protection. They came to African colonies to seek for protection due to their attacks in their own colonies. Due to, you can also say, to abolish slave trade. They came to abolish slave trade. Like there was an organization that led to abolishment of slave trade. I don't know which one, but there was. You can also be asked about slave. What factors that led to abolishment of slave trade? And they came to explore just for fun and adventure. Some came just for fun, like tourists. Let's go to section B, number 18, number B. Yeah, I mean, yeah. 5 reasons why national nationalism grew in Mozambique. First of all, what is nationalism? You should ask yourself, what is nationalism? I think it's Africans coming together to fight for their grievances or rights. Africans, reasons why led to nationalism in Mozambique are African re- resented racial segregation. They fought for their independence due to they were being discriminated. Yes, and they wanted dignity they wanted their dignity. They wanted to be respected. They wanted to end racial segregation. Another factor is the Portuguese security policy was harsh. You know, these Portuguese people were so harsh. They were beating Africans so that they could get labor, cheap labor. They were forcing the they fought for independence. They wanted um, abolition of slave trade, and they also wanted to be. They wanted to end this land alienation because these Portuguese people took their land away, leading these Africans to move to their native lands. And this also led to imposition of tax. Imposition of tax led to nationalism. Africans wanted the end of it. That's leading to nationalism. And Portuguese also disrespected African culture, and they mistreated the women by raping them. The Portuguese subjected Africans to forced labor. They forced the Africans, thus leading to nationalism. Africans coming together to fight for their independence. They saw other countries getting their independence. Thus they were being inspired. Thus they saw hope in fighting for their independence. They did not lose hope. This inspired them. By other countries getting their independence, it inspired them and not losing hope. Africans were subjected to long working hours with low wages. Yes, they were misused. They were they were overworked. They were being given work, a lot of work, which yet their wages was low. They were being given low wages. Okay, let's go to number 19. State 5 characteristics of industrial revolution in Europe. Okay, we say how the industrial revolution in Europe was. By saying Europe, you mean all these white people's industrials. Go do research. Who are Europeans? You will know in whole like those industries. It means the whole industries, their characteristics. It increased use of iron in all industries. It led to production of goods in large quantity. This industry, what is their function? To produce goods, hence leading to large quantities, production of large quantities. The application of scientific knowledge in production, they use scientific knowledge, and this led them to invent these tools. Like this machine is called Reaper, and there was a machine they made. It was called, I don't remember, was it, yeah, the mechanical reaper and the thrasher. And the mechanical thrasher and the reaper, I just, sorry for inconvenience. And they also made trade unions. These trade unions enhanced their industries and also led to growth of towns. The use of machine, as I said, they use technology and this scientific knowledge, and hence they made machines. These machines were the mechanical thrasher. The, emer- the emergence of factories system. Yes, there were factories, and also led to development of there were modern or better forms of transport. This industrial Near these industries, also there were improved living standards and development of trade, and factory workers were organized, or you can say there was availability of skilled manpower or labor or personnel. Remember these words: personnel, labor, worker, or manpower is known as a worker, a person doing a work. Okay, Let's go number 19 section. B. Number 19B. 5 reasons why Britain was the country in the world to industrialize. Yeah, remember it. Yeah, it was the first country in the world to industrialize. Remember the Britain. You can be asked. Britain was the which country was the first to be industrialized? It was Britain. Hence, it is known as rich country. Why was it the first in the world to be industrialized? Because it had political stability, good leadership for a long time, which favored the industrial activities. Remember, they had good, favorable. How is the government favorable or the political? Poli- you can say government or political stability. Favorable government or political stability. How was it stable? It can be stable through reduction of tax. Yes, and she had massive wealth for trade. You know, you can also say capital. What is capital? It's the money that you start business with. This Britain, it had or she had a massive amount of wealth and capital, or you can say capital, hence leading to growth of the industries. Another factor is Britain had military might, particular the navy, which protected her merchants or guarded the trade routes in sea. We can say they had military, stable military or well equipped military which protected or guarded the trade routes in sea. You can also say due to agrarian revolution which had taken root, there was reliable supply of raw material required for industry. You can say there was availability of raw material which was supplied to the industries, hence leading to the growth or causing or easing it eased the transportation and leading to the growth of the industry. It led to availability of banking. This banking, it provided credit. What is credit? You are being lent money in like you are being given loan on a credit. This credit was provided, leading them to be having capital to continue with their business in growth of industry. There were mineral sources such as coal. This coal enabled them to continue with their industries effectively, leading to growth. Okay? There was availability of skilled labor. You said skilled labor, you can also say availability of skilled personnel, availability of skilled worker, or henceforth. You can say availability of skilled worker, which provided the people who migrated into urban center due to displacement of land enclosure system. Okay. Another factor is large population in the country provided ready market. Yes, it provided ready market. People were ready to buy. A market is where trade is going on. The industries produce goods and the market bought it. The large amount of people favored large amount of people which were in the provided which were provided the good, or we can say the large amount of market provided the trade or growth of trade through buying the goods. Okay. Another factor is, we say, the large population, or we can say the good transport system, like the roads. They were already developed roads and railway, which is the transportation of raw materials. These raw materials were easily transported to the industry, leading to the growth. Okay. Britain exported her products to European countries. We said about European, the white countries, and her colonies in Africa. Yes, through export, they gained a lot of foreign exchange. When you export goods, you get foreign exchange. This foreign exchange leading to revenue. And you know the function of revenue. The revenue is enabling one to get expenditure. Hmm? Britain had a policy of free trade without customs, which favored industrialization. Okay. Existence of rich merchants who were willing to invest. Yes, there were existing rich merchants were investing a lot of money. This led to growth of their industry and availability of skilled manpower and industries. Okay, let's go to number 20. Five state five economic developments which have taken in in place in the DRC since independence. What are these economic factors which have taken place in the economic factors which led to development of DRC? Nationalization of industry, encouragement of foreign investment has led to growth of DRC economic. Development of HEP, we can say hydroelectric power. Encouragement of public-private partnership has led to economic growth. Yeah. Development of transport infrastructure. Yes, well-developed transport, it leads to growth of a country. Exploitation of mineral resources. This can be advantageous or also it can be disadvantageous. And let's see, exploitation of mineral resources led also to the growth, and improvement of agricultural sectors also led to economic growth of and political growth of DRC. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go to Number 20B. State the economic challenges faced by Tanzania. What were the challenges faced by Tanzania? Natural calamities. These natural calamities were like drought, which led to reduced agricultural production. You see, these natural calamities, it affects the production of food. Always note that any natural calamity affects the product promotion, affects the agricultural production. Industry nationalization policy adopted by Julius Nyerere forced many foreigners to leave country. Yes, there was a policy by which this president of Tanzania, Julius Nyerere, had a policy. He made a policy which he stated that every foreigners should be returning to their country, making them lose their interest, leading Tanzania to lose on profit. The adoption of socialism. Yes, Ujuma was resisted in some areas did not consider difference in economic potential. There was shortage of insufficient of funds, lack of funds, which led to slow economic growth. And poor transport infrastructure had reduced economic growth. There is no growth of transport, leading to decline of economic growth. Dep- the depreciation of yes, this depreciation of Tanzania shillings. They were devalued. They were not valued, leading to reduced foreign exchange earnings. Yes. Now, see, these Tanzania shillings were devalued. This money were not valued. It led to reduced foreign exchange, general poverty of mass and government inability. Corruption has comprised the government development agenda. Yes, huge huge amount of corruption led to decline of economic growth. Huge external debts. Yes, external debts. This leads to loss of economic growth. Fall in major export price. Yes, the price they fall leads to loss. Okay, let's go to number 21B. State 5 results of the Mandinka resistance against French invasion. You see, you can be asked also, state those communities that resisted and those communities that collaborated, or those communities that had mixed reaction. They collaborated and resisted. And you can also be asked why they collaborated. You see, if you want to pass, go and search reasons why this community collaborated. I assure you, you will be finding all of them being same. Learner, if you want to pass history, you will have to do some research. If you want to do some research, you see some are same. Take note of those same answers. Those same answers, write them in general. You write the question, you say, like this, these factors that led to industrial growth, or factors that led to, was it, yeah, industrial growth. There are some factors that are same. You should write them in general. See, factors that led to industrialization in general. These common factors, you should write them to note. Okay? We have little time to go through this, the whole paper. Now, I hope we shall go through it quick because there is no time left. Okay, state 5 results of Mandinka resistance against French. What was the result? Why did, you can also be asked, why did the Mandinka resist the French invention? And the result was, if you say no to these people were so cruel. When they were being rejected, when they were said, no, we don't want your policy, their result, when you refuse them, they were angered, and this led to loss of life and conflict between the French and the soldiers, or you can say French and the Africans. And it's also led to property like house, food, stores, and livestock were destroyed by use of Scotch Earth policy, and this was leading to death. You see, when their farms and their livestock were being burned, this left them with nothing to provide themselves. This left them with having no food, and this led to starvation. The starvation led to death, or we can say hunger. It slowed the seed of nationalism among Africa. Yeah, the Mandinka lost control all of their trading economic activities, or we can say there was disruption of their economic activities. Yeah, they were proceeding with their economic activities, but unfortunately they were being disrupted, I'm sorry, they were being disrupted by this um, European French, you can say French. Their leader Samori Toure was captured and deported to Gabon, where he died in 19. Okay, you see, this also led to death of their leader, and this when their leader was captured, it demoralized them. We can also say it led to demoralization of the Africans, since their leader Samori Toure was being captured. The Mandinka people were forced to to be displaced. Yes, they were being displaced to their native lands. Mandinka people experienced starvation, famine. Why were they experiencing starvation and famine? Due to the scorched earth policy. What is the scorched earth policy? The scorched earth policy is the policy of this this French people had burned all of their belongings, including their farms, their livestock. Yes, the war created suffering and misery. Yes, okay. This led to suffering and misery. They suffered for food. It led to this. disruption of traditional institutions. Yes, these their traditions, they were being disrupted. E.g., like chiefdoms were made ineffective discharging duties. Yes, their duties were like the chiefs were forced to be like they were removed from their duties. Okay, let's go to section C, number 22. Okay, state three functions of legislature in India. What was the function of legislature in India? It makes laws, it approves the national budget. You know the budget? Who makes the budget? The budget is made by the government. And who approves? The legislature. In India it's legislature. But in Kenya the budget is being approved by the parliament. It amends the laws, it debates the matter of national and international importance, it supervises the performance of ministers, it declares highways, it can impeach the president. Yes, just like the parliament. In Kenya, the parliament can remove the president from his authority. Yes, can remove. In India, the legislature acts as like a parliament. Also, in Kenya, the parliament makes law and it approves budget. Okay, and amends also laws. Let's go number 22B. State state six advantages of federal government of United States of America. Federal government. Advantage of federal government. It promotes unity among different states while retaining their district's identity. It creates a more valuable economic unit where individual states can access market. It safeguards the right of small states. Okay? It guarantees security of states as they have a joint defense force. It enhances political influence. It enables states to benefit from a common pool source. It enhances trade among the states. It enables the states to solve common challenges. Number 22A. State three challenges faced by Pan-African movement. Okay, this Pan-African movement. What is Pan-African movement? This was the movement of Africans. They were united from different countries. Yes, different countries within Africa. They united and stated they fought for their grievances and independence. Some fought for their independence. And the challenges they faced, there was disagreement. Remember, they had made conference. You see, conference was a meeting made by these people. While they were talking, they had disagreements among themselves, or we can also say ideological difference. They have different ideas. Different ideas. This led to wrangles or fighting. This led to these people fought. It led to illiteracy or ignorance among some Africans. Yes, some Africans did not pay this attention. They did not value, and some just ignored. They wanted to focus on themselves just independently, not others. bringing unity among themselves. African independence, the movement was restricted to lack of continent, lack of support from blacks in diaspora. Yes, some were, were Africans yet did not participate and they did not support their fellow Africans, like people from the blacks from diaspora. These were just ignoring. Negative propaganda spread by European powers. Yes, these European powers did not like at all while the Africans were united. They bring some false false information which spread against themselves, which led to fighting of Africans. Like when you have a friend and that friend is jealous of you having another friend, and this friend goes to the friend you have and spreads rumors about you, what you have told, and that is not right. This will lead to wrangle between you and her, right? And disagreement. That was how these European countries were. They didn't like to see Africans were united together. They wanted to bring wrangles among them. Okay. Hmm. Where were we? Okay, sorry. Pardon me. Mm, okay, we said negative propaganda, inadequate African participation in Pan African affairs. Yes, like diaspora, they ignored hostility from European powers. Yes, they were they were being attacked by European powers as they meet. This leading to them not to meet African, yes, Pan African imprisonment, inadequate funds. Remember, Lana, all these Africans united just to fight for their independence. Some fought for the growth. As they fought for the growth of the country, some wanted to raise money and they did not have such amount of money to raise. We can also say poor transport and communication. Yes, since they had no money, they did not have that money to to have conference. Like you see, there was a specific place them to meet. It led to, yes, if you are living far away, like if you are in South Africa and you want to come in Kenya just to hold a conference, this you have no adequate money. They will be, it will be in, or there is no good means of transport like aeroplane. This will be challenging. See? Okay, let's go to number 24. Set three achievements of United Nations. What were the achievements of United Nations? It assisted in disarmament effort. It has preserved world peace. Yes. It has promoted protection of human rights like the UN Charter. It has combated terrorism. It has helped in resettle or resettle displaced person. It has assisted in reconstruction of shattered economies. It has arbitrated disputes among countries. It has promoted decentralization. It has helped in maintaining or promoting cultural interaction. Okay, number 24B, the last one of 2022. 2020. Sorry. State 6 challenges which were faced by United Nations in effort of maintaining world peace. What were the challenges as they were making peace? It lacks a standard of as it lacked a standing army or military as rally on goodwill. Yes, it lacked military to fight for the peace. Some countries were just not fighting for peace. This led to wrangle. In maintaining peace, we need military. Yes. There is lack of objective in voting by some members. National interests of individual members are given more prominent importance. Okay. Inadequate funds as some members states fail to remit their contribution on time. Meddling into affairs of former colonies among the powerful nation. Political instability as a result of constant conflict in many parts of the world. Terrorism in the world has threatened efforts to attain international peace. Inability to implement certain decisions. Ideological difference which have heightened to suspicion among members. Different levels of development among some make feel denied development or opportunity. Okay, Lana, we are we have reached the end of the lesson. I hope you will gaining something from this video. Please like, share and subscribe. You can please you can also share with your friends for them to gain knowledge, even to share. Okay, please hit the like button and notification so you can get my videos information. Okay, see you. God bless you.